Hello friends, welcome to Science with me. My name is Dr. Erica with Rosie Research, and we've been working on these amazing little Arduino cars. They got 2 motors that drive. I think if you actually got a few more batteries, we could get all 4 motors driving. So if that's something you want to do, you just need a few more 9-volt batteries to make that work. And today we are going to start adding in the control part of a remote control. So in your Elegoo kit, you have a little piece that looks like this. It's like a very black thing. It almost looks very futuristic. It's got that silver X on it. It's in this great casing. There's 3 pins, and this is what's called your IR receiver. So your remote that comes in your Elegoo kit also has this little IR LED right there, and when I press the buttons, it sends out different IR signals, and this is what's going to receive it. Now this has 3 pins, and on your kit they will be labeled G, R, and Y. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I have a G, R, and a Y. The G is going to go to ground. The R I like to think of as red. That's going to go to 5 volts. And Y is going to be what goes into Arduino as our signal pin. Now, last time that I wired these up when I was trying this out, I kind of noticed that if I wired it into the Arduino's power control, it had some issues with the motors when they were running. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to connect it to its own power supply. All right, and that should help. And we already have its own power supply over here. We use that to add extra juice to our motors to make them a little bit stronger. And so we can use one of these power pins on here to give us our 5 volts. And that will help, I think, reduce that issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our IR receiver into our car. And there's only a few spots you can do it. So if we put it sort of over here by this chip, we're going to connect our IR receiver to the chip, and that's no good. If we put it over here, we're going to be connecting it to our LEDs. So we need 3 pins, which are kind of in this middle that are not touching anything yet. And you can choose 3 pins, and then we're just going to plug it on in wherever you'd like in those 3 pins. I think you only have about 5 pins to choose from. Now the first of those pins is going to go to ground. So I can take a jumper wire and I can go from that first pin, that's my G pin, and I'm going to go into the ground on my shield. Now the next pin, I'm going to use one of my special cables. This is one of the cables that comes in your Elegoo kit. It's got a male and a female side, so there's a hole in one side and a prong in the other. We're going to attach this to our 5 volts that's on this power rail. So here's an empty one right here. On the very edge it says 5 volts, VCC 3.3. That sort of inner one is our 5 volts, so we can plug that in there. And we'll plug that into the middle pin of our chip. Alright, so that goes right into this middle pin right here, and this last pin is what we're going to put into our Arduino Uno on pin 9. And I'm going to use my orange jumper for that, just to help me with cord management a little bit as I start thinking about how some of these things are going to go together. We're starting to get so many jumper cables. You want to be really sure that you get everything in the right spot. Alright, so that's on pin 9 on my Arduino. And it's that 3rd pin over, which is the Y pin for my IR receiver. All right, so now we're all set up, and the rest is coding. So here is our code from last time. We added this digital write 5 and 7 high, which is what turned our motors on. I'm actually going to delete that right now, and we're going to add a little bit of code, and before we deal with the motors, we're going to start learning about this IR receiver. That IR receiver is like a new thing, and Arduino doesn't quite know how to use it. So we're going to go above the void setup, and we're going to include a library. You can imagine that as including like a library book, and that library is going to be called IR remote.h. And that's going to teach our Arduino instantly how to do all the things that we want to do with this fabulous IR remote. Now, if you don't have this library, if as you compile it you get a weird message that says you don't have the library, you can go up into Tools and manage your libraries, and then search for the library called IR remote, and you can add that in to your sketch. It's pretty easy to do that, and that will get you all ready for that. Now we need to tell it also what pin that it's going to be on. So we'll do that as an integer, and we'll say the receiving pin. And our receiving pin is pin 9. That's where it's going to be connected in on the Arduino with our orange wire right there. And so I'm going to receive, IR receive, on that line. Oops, that's a lowercase. And you'll notice that I knew that because it was black and not orange, and I want it to be orange. So we're going to IR receive on that receiving pin. All right, so this is all just the setup to get that done. And then I need to decode the results that I get. So that's called decode results, and that is just going to be results. All right, and that is a lot of the setup that we need. Down in here in our serial printing, I'm actually going to, instead of saying turning on, I'm going to say that we are going to be enabling the IR here. And then we're going to enable the IR, and that code line is going to be IR receive dot enable IR in. And we'll put some open and closed on that in a semicolon. It's really nice because a lot of this, as you see it, makes a little bit of sense as you're reading it. It's hard to learn it, but as you go, that will come. And now we're going to serial print a new line that's going to say our IR is enabled. All right, and that way we know that our IR started. And so if we have any problems, if we don't see this, we know, ooh, that's an issue with the Arduino enabling it and not an issue with our IR. And you can see in this window what that COM port is going to look like. So we enabled our IR and we can see that it got enabled for us, which is working. And so now the next thing is to start writing the things that we're going to need for actually getting the numbers from it. And that uses an if loop. And if we get it, we're going to ask if we get results. And if we're going to get results, we want to serial print them for right now so that we can see them on that screen because we want to know what they are. So the loop for that is right here. If IR receive, decode the results, and then we're going to make the value equal to that results value, and we're going to serial print that value so that whatever number we put over here that comes up, that the computer reads for our specific remote control, is going to be the numbers that we want to use. So your remote control might have different numbers than mine, and that's going to be really important when we make the cases for what everything is. So today we're just going to learn how to get these numbers, and then in our next lesson we will learn how to change those numbers into doing something like going forward or stopping and whatnot. All right, so let's see what this looks like. We are going to upload this sketch onto our thing. Oops, we have missed an end curly bracket. There we go. And let's try that again. And it's uploading. You can see that we have been enabled again. So it's happy, it's checking it out. And now when we click here, we should get a number. There we go. So that is a very specific number. Ooh, this one's giving us all different numbers for this button. Let's see, that's the one that seems to be more, I wonder if my finger is being a little silly in pressing it. So each button will have its own number that comes up. And you gotta be apparently very specific about how you press it. There we go, so I'm getting a 41565 for that power button most of the time. I'm getting a 25452. Let's see. Hang on one sec. All right, so you want to make sure you just kind of press it. If you hold it down, it's going to give you sort of a repeat signal. That's the repeat number. We don't want to be using that number inside of our programs. All right, so you really just want the single number. Here's 41565. And we are going to start writing these numbers down. So power is going to be 41565. All right, and then we'll come back and we'll press to get our volume up. That's 25245. Now yours might be the same and yours might be different, okay? Our function is 57885. Let's try this one right here. That is 8925. You're going to try your pause. Anything that you want to be able to use as a button. I'm going to put these ones in parentheses so I don't confuse myself later. 49725. And let's see, didn't press that one hard enough. 57375. 43095. And our last one, 36975. Oops. 36975. All right, so these are all the numbers that I'm going to be needing to put into my code later. All right, so we're going to use these numbers in our next lesson so that we can drive our little motors. We can turn them on or off, forward or reverse, all those kinds of fun things. Thank you so much for joining me in this great class as we make this little RC car. I hope you're having fun and you're building along with me, and we will see you soon. Bye, friends.